Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Samantha with Love.Live.Dance, and today I am joined by the amazing Kimberly Mitchell, who is a former UK Open International Latin and Standard Champion, a two-time US Professional Latin Champion, current coach, adjudicator, judge, and just overall wonderful person. You are the owner, or co-owner, I should say, or co-organizer of two competitions?
I was. This world is changing, and we find ourselves moving on. Andrew Pushel and I had a same-sex dance competition. I am so in love with that world because I believe everybody can dance, and everybody should have the chance to dance competitively. Yes, we've kind of opened up the same-sex world in the independent mainstream, but at that time Andrew and I were running it, same-sex wasn't allowed.
And I wanted to get your opinion on that for just a second.
Yeah.
Obviously, your competition, the Glitz and Glam Ball, came out of kind of a need to showcase and highlight the LGBTQ plus community and give the opportunity for same-sex couples to perform and dance. With the NDCA moving towards non-gendered partnerships, do you, and I'm going to try and phrase this politically correct, and you can 100% choose to not answer this if you don't want to. Do you think that the NDCA change came about because it's 2019 and we should be there already? Or do you think it came about because if you open it up to have more people in more diverse roles, then you have more entries at competitions? Or do you think it's a little bit of both?
I would say it's a little bit of both. It's an industry. People earn money. So opening the doors and welcoming more people in brings more entries and more money. But it's 2019, 2020. This is the world we're living in, and everybody, let's have some equality here. I think what you will find, there won't be an awful lot of same-sex couples that come to the NDCA world because it is so expensive, whereas their world, they can go and dance and pay an amount to get in and dance all day, whereas our world is you pay per dance or per competition. I think what the biggest bonus that I saw, that I myself am feeling, because I can, female instructors can now go into the NDC world and dance with their students.
Yes.
So let's face it, taking away or making it the man must lead and the lady must follow, that shut down any chance you and I had to take our students that would pay onto a competition floor. And there are males out there that are only comfortable dancing with their instructor, which is a male. Let's put it out there. I think there's, for me, I know of more females that it's opened up the business for us. I think you'll see more on the pro-am side rather than the am or pro side. I think that's what you'll see more of.
Excellent. Sorry to interrupt you when you were talking about transitioning.
That's fine. We get to dance. Ladies get to dance more.
Yes. I got a text message as soon as the announcement had been made that was just like, go get that top teacher trophy, girl. Like, go.
Yeah, I can dance with my guys, and I can also dance with my ladies. So here I come.
Yes. But you were going to talk about the other competition that you were a co-owner of.
Yeah, I had a one-day competition, and life happens. Andrew is now a professor in Ohio, so he's kind of gone out of the dancing business and into the professional world. And Andrew and I are still really, really good friends. So he left it with me, and it just wasn't the right time for me to do something with it. I took on another partner and ended up selling my half to my new partner in the competition. I think it's an amazing thing to have, to be an organizer, but at the end of the weekend, it's like, yay, I've earned this much money and I've made all of these people happy. But it isn't just for the weekend. It takes all year to set up that one weekend, which if you look at it as a weekend challenge and, celebration, it's fine. But you got to see the dark side of it as well. And for me, my life was changing. I got married last year, closed my studio, moved to being part of a Fred Astaire studio. I'm a dance director at a Fred Astaire studio here in Columbus. We were going to move to Indiana. We didn't move. So all of these life-changing things, I'm just going to call them things, happened that kind of kept me out of that. So I was happy to pass the baton on to somebody else for them to run the competition. And, maybe down the line, I'll get involved with another competition. Just at the moment, I'm doing me.
And I think that's a good point for especially competitors to understand, is that it is a year-round process to put on a competition, regardless of what size. And certainly as you're adding, 2, 3, 4, 5 days on to the competition, it just becomes that much more of a process to really put together. So I know one of the things that's come up because of obviously the pandemic is that a lot of organizers are having to choose what is in their best interest as a business, but also what's in the public's best interest for the sake of the competition. Here, BYU Nationals, it was quite the controversy because they decided to start before the pandemic really hit. And then midway through, everything had to come to a grinding halt because new information was released and we learned, and it wasn't safe anymore. North Coast is intending to continue their competition this June, but they've decided to not have the professional competition, just Pro-Am and Am-Am. If, obviously you're not in this position, but if you were still looking at being in the organizer's seat for a competition, what would your kind of pro and con list be to continuing a competition? What conversations would you be having with either your judges or your volunteer staff or, hotels and whatnot?
I think if my competition had been now and let's say June, July, it would be on my mind that maybe next year would be the best time to run it. I think for one, half of the country is still not sure whether they should come out of their house yet, and the other half's like, woohoo, let me out, let me hug, let me do whatever. So the safety, we still don't know. Are we safe? Are we not safe? I don't know. Is this silly? Is it? Am I wearing a mask? Am I not wearing a mask? What am I doing? But then for me, on the dancing side of things, as the business, dance studios have been shut down for so long. And yes, we've had online classes and private lessons, but there's nothing like real touch. So I know it's going to take a moment to get our students back in the door, to get them back to regular lessons, to get them back dance ready, then competition ready, and then let's go, and as if nothing happened. So as a competition organizer, knowing that it'll take 2 to 3 months to get everybody back and running, I would be a little apprehensive and a little bit not so sure about running my competition because so much money goes into it. The competitions have to look the best. They have to be all bells and whistles and sparkly, and because that's what we've come to love and require from our competitions. And everything costs money. So as a competition owner, I know I would probably have cancelled and waited till next year.
So on the flip side then, as a judge or as a coach that has students that are interested in competing, what are your decision-making factors whether or not to agree to be a judge or whether or not to take your students to a competition at this point?
I mean, for me, I have a pro-am guy. Well, I have two. One is definitely going to start again. His goal is for August. The other one actually has his first lesson today. As a judge, we stand around the floor social distancing, but there aren't the competitions. So for us as a judge, I'm booked at the end of the year, so I don't feel so bad. I guess I'm kind of able to stay at home and recoup. As a dance teacher taking my guy, it's good to have a goal instead of it just we're coming back into the studio and there's no sign of a competition. We're hoping that August will be clear and safe for us to go. So that's going to be my goal. And it's going to take me a couple of months before I believe that he's ready and we are ready. Because let's face it, ballroom dancing's a together sport. That if I'm good, woohoo! But it's not what we're doing here. So I don't know. Did that answer that question? I'm not really sure. I think I might have waffled.
No, absolutely.
My time. And I know from a studio point, with the Fred Astaire that we're involved in, people are slow to come back. You've got your diehards and the ones that have been on the Zoom calls and have had their lessons. It's still, we're staggering people coming in. People that are diehards want their lessons first thing in the morning, so they're not going to be around anybody. So it's going to be a slow go, I think.
Yeah, I think franchised or not franchised, I feel like a lot of studios right now are experiencing the same thing. I know with my students, I have exactly the same situation. I have some diehards that, we're doing the Zoom calls, and then as soon as I said, okay, the numbers look good, we're in phase 2, we're moving towards phase 3, we can come back to the studio. They're like, yep, great, let's do this. And then I have other students that are like, I don't know if I trust it yet, or I don't want to dance with a mask on, so let me know when things are completely back to normal. Yes.
That's sweaty.
Yes. Well, and we do not have the altitude that Denver has, but we are farther above sea level than Ohio and Pittsburgh. Yeah. And it's suddenly altitude training when you put that mask on. It doesn't matter how good cardio shape you're in.
So fit when we get back on the competition floor.
Yes.
That's how I look at it. Not that, oh my goodness, it's a mask. We're using it for training purposes.
Yes. I was joking with one of my students last week that I have one of the cloth masks, and I was joking with him that suddenly I was much more aware of when I was breathing in through my mouth rather than through my nose when I was dancing, because every time I would take like a gasp in, I would have cloth in the mouth, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yep. I think it's good for me because I'm hiding the faces that I pull at my students, so it's kind of making me a little bit more aware of, oh my goodness, I just pulled that face. Maybe I shouldn't do that. So, yeah.
Yep.
Like, ooh, you can't tell underneath.
Yes. Yeah. And learning to, at least for me, when I make like a silly, goofy, sarcastic moment to just kind of like lighten the mood, how to smile with my eyes, because you can't see like the sarcastic grin underneath the mask. It's like, all right, I've got to emote through my eyes. Exactly.
Why are you so surprised? I'm not. I'm smiling.
Yes.
With my eyebrow.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Samantha with Love.Live.Dance. Thank Kimberly again for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
We will see you next week.